our defenders are ready because we are practicing all week in training for what is about to come. So we just have to just get the job done, as I said.
Our producer, Keno Johnson, speaking with one Kasim Priestley, who is our player to watch. Again, one of those players seeking to make a mark in the Premier League. He plays in the holding midfield position, and of course, he's used to one Ludlow Bernard from schoolboy football days.
Yeah, breaks up play a lot, Kasim Priestley, within the middle of the park. Was a top player for Kingston College in his time. Has had the captain's armband a couple times so far this season. And as I said, he'll be hoping to block a lot of the lanes that Mount Pleasant will be looking to exploit in this game and help with the ball retention for this Harbour View unit, who are coming off of a big win.
Now let's hear from Waddy Downs, the head coach of Mount Pleasant.
Similar blue and white in Harbourview, your opponents today, however, different style of play between the two teams. Specifically in training, how did your team prepare for this contest today?
Well, we haven't trained specifically for Harbourview because we know them quite well. We played them a few times last year in the playoffs, and we're evenly matched teams. So it was about bedding our new players in that we've got in with the transfer window.
Speaking of new players, how specifically have they integrated in training and within the club?
Yeah, well, they've trained very well, but it's difficult in this window because in the summer window you have 4 or 5 weeks to prepare. We've lost 4 or 5 players recently, and it's a case of these guys having to come in and blend into the team as we're going. So there's not been great preparation, but the boys have settled in with the guys very well, and we're a work in progress at the moment.
As per round 2, it started off fair in comparison to round 1, which was a great start, a rocket start to the season, at top of the table, etc. Heading towards the playoffs some 7 weeks away, the aim is the top 6. How can your team get a run of form to ensure that the top 6 is the goal, specifically a first round bye heading into the top 2 of the league?
Well, like I said, it's about the new players gelling in and trying to get the cohesion that we had previously. Couldn't have started any better with a 2-1 win last week against a very hard-working, humble Lions side. And today's going to be no different. We certainly have to be up for the challenge today, and hopefully we can get the right result.
All right, speaking of current team as well as new players, any changes to the 11 as per last week for today's contest?
Yes, we have Bill Nevis has come in at left back for us. And you know, he's improved. He's impressed us in training, and I've got every confidence that he'll do well today.
In the jungle, it's versus Harbourview. How did you personally prepare for today's contest?
For instance, I'm prepared to do what the coach insists of me and do my work the best from our team can get 3 points.
Yes, that is the goal, and coach says you prepare as per not for the team but in terms of systematic approach. What specifically is that? What is the Mount Pleasant style of play for today's contest?
For instance, Mount Pleasant style of play is keep possession of the ball and keep the discipline on the pitch.
Now, Javante Stewart has a couple of goals to his name, and of course, it would have come from his time at Malines United. He started last week, he starts again this afternoon. He's hoping to get on the score sheet for the first time for his new club, Mount Pleasant. We take a short break. Back with so much more after this. We are live at the Tony Sporting Sports Complex as we prepare for the first game of the doubleheader here in Arnett Gardens. Harbourview against Mount Pleasant. And we are expecting a really good game. Of course, Mount Pleasant, they're coming all the way from the parish of St. Anne to face a team known as the Stars of the East, led by this man, Ludlow Bernard. Of course, he's really trying to kick-start Harbourview, and they actually want to maintain a momentum that was recently started with a big win in their last game over Malines United. 4-1 the scoreline on that occasion. And can they push on against a team, Mount Pleasant, reinvigorated with a number of transfers, including one of Harbourview's own, or, well, not anymore, Tariq Zibanez. We won't be seeing him this afternoon. But I tell you what, so much is at stake. Even as far as pride is concerned, Harbourview, the young brigade there, will be hoping to prove so many things this evening.
Yeah, impressive win for Harbourview last week, and as I said, Colorado Murray finally off the mark in terms of goals with a brace, and then also another goal for their top goal scorer Trayvon Reed and O'Shane Staple, two joint goal scorers for them. O'Shane Staple, of course, they're overlapping right back, so really impressive Harbourview in their last performance. But unfortunately for them this season, it's been very inconsistent. There's a win, then a draw, then a loss, and then it goes back to a win, draw, loss. So if we're following the statistics, Harbourview should draw today. But yeah, Mount Pleasant back to winning ways. Good to see from their perspective, because they're 4 matches, they were on a 4-match winless streak coming into last week's encounter, and it was a hard-fought 2-1 victory. So yeah, both clubs coming off of victories. Impressive for them.
Really impressive. They haven't played each other a lot, obviously, with Mount Pleasant Academy just joining the Premier League. But in the 10 matches that they have played, it's been 4 apiece. 4 wins, 4 losses for Harbourview and Mount Pleasant, and a couple of draws in there as well. And of course, earlier this season they would have met, and Mount Pleasant recorded that 1-0 victory over the Stars of the East. So it's been really competitive between these two. We can hardly separate them, Chris.
Yeah, it was a 94th minute goal by Sajay Anderson, who is not around here today, that separated the two teams. A game that Kevin Isaacs got 2 yellow cards and a red card, essentially. Let's hear what referee Alexi Perry has to say.
Number 4, Alway Hardy. Number 6, making his appearance here for Mount Pleasant, Jamal Topi. Number 9, Green.
So Harbourview, they pose for the pitchers. Let's take a look at their starting lineup. Amal Knight, of course, is in goal. They'll have a back three of Johnny Talbert, Shamari Dye and Akeem Mullings. The overlapping fullbacks, Odlin Harding and Shane Staple, are also there. In the middle of the park, Kasim Priestley, Jashon Anglin and Trayvon Reed. And up front, Colorado Murray and Nicholas Hamilton.
3-5-2, and yeah, Colorado Murray brings a lot to their attack, especially through his central position, which is their struggle, and that will be interesting to see how he flourishes in this Harbourview lineup. Their number 22.
As far as Mount Pleasant is concerned, this is how they'll start. Akil Clark, of course, is in goal. A back four of Sigree, Lane, Topi, and Bell Navis in the middle of the park as they complete a 4-3-3 formation. Harvey McCullough and Andre Fletcher, of course, from Wardhouse. Devontae Campbell, Daniel Green, and Trevante Stewart, another new signee, as well as Jamoy Topi at the back from Cavalier, will complete the starting lineup for Mount Pleasant.
4-3-3, slightly different shape with the central figure of Trevante Stewart. It will be interesting to see how the chemistry is coming along for this Mount Pleasant team with so many changes, even from last week as well.
And, we also need to highlight one, Bell Navis, who is a part of the starting lineup for Mount Pleasant, another signee. Used to play for UWI as well, Bell Navis. So again, reinforcements being made by Mount Pleasant. They do have a really big squad now.
And Wally Down spoke about how impressed he was with Bell Navis' performance at training in the week, and he's warranted him with a start.
So referee Perry gets the game underway here at the Tony Sporting Sports Complex. Cool conditions here, and Harbourview looking to make inroads here. Trayvon Reed touches it inside, and the interception made by Mount Pleasant. Could be a lively game, could be a lively start here. Let's see how Stewart will play it down the middle. He's making that run outside, but the ball is played inside. He's thinking of the shot, which is dragged well wide. Daniel Green having a pop on goal. But again, just wide of the mark.
Yeah.
London Bernard, of course, in charge of this Harbour View unit. Taking out his purple shades here, of course. A moment of pride for him in recent times, of course, in regards to Kingston College winning boys champs. There's Waddy Downs. He's in charge of the Mount Pleasant Academy team as well. And certainly asking of his owner a lot in the transfer market. Let's see what he can do with his charges this evening. Ever since we were able to understand the type of investment Mount Pleasant they make in their squad on a yearly basis, on paper they're considered to have one of the strongest squads, and by virtue of that would be considered to be one of the favorites every season. Mount Pleasant, certainly a lot is expected from the squad, and a lot expected from Wally Downs as well. No pressure though, I suppose.
Well, in terms of what you would want to see in terms of academy football and players being transitioned in the right way, you'd want Mount Pleasant generally to do well, because then it's a good sign. You'd like to see more academies started. I would just like to see maybe in the Mount Pleasant team more young players coming through, like Devontae Campbell, for example, who has played all of his football in the academy. I want to see more players like that, who have come through the entire academy system and are now peaking at the Premier League level and looking to go further.
I guess their goal, their chief goal, is to win the Premier League, and the question would be, could they have won the Premier League with just, you know, academy graduates? So the reinforcements have come in. The ball whipped inside the area, headed out. No issues there at the back, but they'll start again. Mount Pleasant. McCullough sends this one, and it's headed out again. Mount Pleasant trying to apply the pressure, but Kamal Knight is there. So he's making the point that if the goals have changed, if their ambition is to win the Premier League, I suppose the investment had to be made.
Yeah, well, Cavalier have done it with individuals that are similar age to what you'd consider graduates of the academy. But as you said, sometimes in anything you have to lose before you can win. So it depends on, as you said, what is the real goal of Mount Pleasant? Is it to win the Premier League, or is it to operate as a proper academy?
Late challenge coming in there from Sigree as Mount Pleasant again, they try to charge forward. Stewart. Topi made the point earlier about his integration in the back line. Stewart, whether they're going to be using him as a point person in the front three. McCullough, Stewart making a run. Stewart drags it across and trying to get that one on target, but couldn't quite do so. Bill Davis, who was high inside the area.
Yeah, loose marking by Harbourview. Good run though by Trevante Stewart. Is a point man, but intelligent diagonal run there by him. His first touch wasn't the greatest and probably allowed Harbourview to get back in numbers there. Bill Davis getting in that advanced position. Yeah. Good to see.
Corner kick to Mount Pleasant. Can they take this opportunity? Several players inside the box. This one whipped inside, and Knight gets a hand on it. The delivery wayward on this occasion, and it goes out for a throw into the Stars of the East. Harbour View have decided to play with 3 at the back. And, the likes of Odlin Harding and O'Shane Staple will be doing a lot of running this evening, you suspect. Bill Davis operating in a left back position for Mount Pleasant. Stewart. Oh, nicely done. Until he just lost possession. McCullough. That was rather ambitious. And safety first.
I think that was a lovely pass by Daniel Green. Fresh off of his reggae boy exploits, Daniel Green with a brace last week as well. 2 impressive goals for the Mount Pleasant number 9. Certainly full of confidence, especially after his national team call-up.
This one dinked inside the area. It's a chance. And none of the power behind that one from Trevante Stewart. And Jamal Knight was able to skip across and collect.
Good to see how much Trevante Stewart has been on the ball in the first 7 minutes.
Oh, here's a chance of Harbour View. One to aim for inside the box. It needs an accurate ball. It wasn't. Went straight to the defender. That was a big chance for Harbour View. They still tried to go forward. Anglin was trying to put that one to the edge of the box. It's still Anglin. Tries a shot. It's blocked once more. And Mount Pleasant should come away with it. Enough to boot that one into touch, in fact. And almost injuring our videographer in the process. At least it would look good on camera. Never mind the expenses. I think our videographer will be out of commission for a while, actually. I suppose Mount Pleasant will have to be careful with the players they have patrolling the back, because that was almost too easy for Harbour View as they tried to counter. You see the attacking flourish there as got a knock to his face, did Devontae Campbell. A couple of goals to his name. The referee blowing the whistle. And charging Shamari Dyer with an offence. Well, got a knock to his face for his troubles. Free kick for Mount Pleasant. There's a delivery inside at the back post, and did it come off Dyer? No. We're hoping that it came off Dyer, but it's a goal kick too. Harbour View. So, coming up towards the 10-minute mark, not sure if you have been able to identify a pattern of play by both teams, Chris.
Yeah, well, both teams have been able to find opportunities so far. Find some avenues. It's going to be a close match for sure. I think Mount Pleasant not riding as high as they were early in the season when they went, what, 8 games unbeaten in the season. Wally Downs did say that, well, winning streaks must come to an end, but I'm not sure he expected it to happen in the way it did. 2 losses within that period and 2 draws, struggling in terms of scoring goals. It has resulted, as you said, in a lot of purchases and a lot of changes. But yes, it's good to have talent coming in, but with that now, the time to build the chemistry. I listened to an interview with Siobhan Stewart as well, where he spoke about that it will take them a while to build the synergy. Mount Pleasant, and you wonder what that will do in terms of gaining points regularly. So yeah, Harbourview coming off of a 4-1 victory though, and as I say, an up and down season. But finally, where I thought they were falling short for a lot of the season was that central region, which they've seemed to have fixed with Colorado Murray coming in.
Harvey. Campbell gives chase. The flag has gone up for offside.
Not sure if I'm a big fan of Devontae Campbell on the left side either. I much rather seen him on the right. Devontae Campbell in terms of his direct approach.
Well, there's Harbourview with a direct approach as they try to go inside the penalty area. That one is flashed across the face of goal, and I believe Nicholas Hamilton was a little bit upset there with the Colorado Murray for not supplying the pass inside. And just let's call that a gentle apology. A waving hand there to his strike partner. For not obliging. Green trying to find Campbell. Lane composed. Harvey. Segree now finding himself in the middle of the park. Fletcher. Harvey. Poor ball from Harvey. We don't expect that from him. And Harbourview will come again. Murray probably just mistiming that one and wanting the ball directly at him. Stewart gives chase. Well, that's a Johnny Talbot for you, in a nutshell.
Yeah, I thought he was a bit complacent at first. Talbot allowed Trevante Stewart so much space, but then Stewart just not commanding his position on the ball at all, which is very unusual for Trevante Stewart. He's usually a very aggressive centre forward, in fact too aggressive at times. He's a bit complacent there. Still wins the corner though.
Ball sent inside the box and it's headed away by Talbot. Reed handling his marker well there. Fletcher deep. Topi. Green back to Harvey. Segree directing traffic, signaling Devontae Campbell.
Yeah, you remember his days at Jamaica College, Donovan Segree. Can play within the middle of the park as well. He's pretty good in that area for JC. Very versatile player.
Campbell's going to have his hand full with Staple over there.
Of course, as I said, we're used to seeing Segree in the left back role, but yeah, has that passing ability.
Campbell finds the turf again. And he's going to need some attention, and he's getting some attention now. As I said, it's going to be a battle royale over on that far side. He's not going to get a whole lot of space there. And a boy just coming into the league under his tutelage is going to be manhandled on a couple of occasions, and let's just say that one O'Shane Staple will not be holding back.
Yeah, so far O'Shane Staple, we haven't seen any of those menacing overlapping runs, which he loves to do on the right flank. So that's been good from a Mount Pleasant perspective, that he hasn't been able to get up the field as much. Even though on 2 occasions Colorado Murray found himself with a lot of space on the left side of the Mount Pleasant defense, which, as you say, is a bit of a change of Bell Davis coming in. He's on that side now in the left back row with Sigree coming central. So, as you said, a lot of changes for this Mount Pleasant team. And it's going to take a while.
Topi. Oh, nice touch from Stuart Green. Still with Mount Pleasant. McCullough with the throw. Sigree. Bill Nevis was looking for the give and go. It never came from Campbell. So they'll start again from the back. Mount Pleasant. Here's Topi again with another wonderful ball of field. It's with Daniel Green over the top. There was a deflection. It's going to be a corner kick.
Still think too much room being allowed by Harbour View.
That's exactly what Amal Knight just said. Yeah. It's too easy for Mount Pleasant.
Yeah, Ajani Talbot as well, taking long to trap. Did get the block in, but Daniel Green is not the kind of player you want to give room. Very good shooter of the ball. Very good feel as a kicker as well.
Here's a corner kick for Mount Pleasant. Floated high. And
off Trevante Stewart. Again winning the aerial battle.
He's going to add that to the Mount Pleasant game. Trevante Stewart.
You'll find with Trevante Stewart playing that they will be a lot more direct in terms of their style of play, unlike having the likes of Otti and Morris
to run in behind.
Yeah, and who interchange a lot because they're similar in play.
Well then, get a card shown to Alwyn Harvey with a challenge on Odlin Harding, and was there a slight push at the back there from Harvey?
It was a foul, but I think Harding made the most of it. I'm not so sure he'd be looking to book Harvey so early in the game for that kind of challenge. I'm not sure what the kind of statement you're giving there. But yeah.
This one sent high, too far at the back post. There was nothing Nicholas Hamilton could have done about that one from Trayvon Reed.
And as a defensive midfielder now, Harvey will have to be very careful to see if Harbourview can exploit that.
Nodded out wide. Fletcher. Easily handled by Harbourview. Murray lays it off to Harding. Harding looking for an outlet. Harding continuing his run, but he goes out wide to Reed. Talk about a missed opportunity there for Harbourview after they started off the play so very well.
Yeah, Hamilton disappointed as well, but he had to do better with the pass, Hamilton. No need to have so much pace on that pass because Trayvon Reed was all by himself. He could have just played it easy and allowed Trayvon Reed to cut in and probably let fly with a menacing shot. Missed opportunity again for Harbourview. They've gotten in those positions, 3 times so far in the half?
Yeah.
Twice from the right, once from the left. But their decision making when they're getting that section, it hasn't been good.
Mount Pleasant with 53% of the possession, but can they capitalize it now? Sigree, Stewart, wonderful. Daniel Green And there's a whistle on the play, and it's going to be a free kick. It's a Harbour View.
Seems like handball was called, but
there wasn't.
I don't think so. Must look like it came off the thigh onto the body.
Yeah.
Guess referee Perry wasn't taking any chances.
He was thinking, well, it must be, right?
Bad first touch though by Green, and it was a lovely dink into his path by Stewart.
Oh goodness!
Yes.
It's the second time that he's done that in a matter of minutes. Really good with his first time touches. Murray. Oh, almost a very good ball to Nicholas Hamilton, who gives him the thumbs up for the effort. Game opening up a little bit now. Ball over the top, looking for Fletcher. Fletcher cutting inside, and that one just skewing away from the goal.
4 goals so far this season for Andre Fletcher, and because he's so very left-sided, I think that's why Devontae Campbell has been sacrificed in terms of putting him on the left side and allowing Fletcher to cut in with that left foot, especially because of his goal-scoring prowess so far this season with Waterhouse. But I think that Devontae Campbell was just coming into his own at the right time a few matches ago, and then I don't know, he was benched. Scored an impressive second goal of the season when he cut in from the right side and finished with his left boot into the far corner from outside the 18-yard box. Really impressive it was. The Mount Pleasant number 7, 19-year-old as well.
There he is.
Yeah, I'm just not sure that he flourishes when he plays on the left and then is asked to cut in on the right. I haven't really seen that part of his game develop. But when he's on his comfortable side, the right side, with his pace, not many defenders can stay with him. And I think he runs at defenders a lot more than Fletcher. So maybe he would actually open up this Harbour View team more in that kind of scenario.
Well, Harbour View now attacking. That's a lovely ball inside, but straight to the keeper.
That's so lovely, eh?
Yeah, no, in the end, no. It was direct to the keeper, actually. Had a nice swing to it, though. Sigri. Harvey. Del Nevis. Campbell. Tripped again. He seems to be annoyed by it all.
It can't be long before one of these Harbour View players on the right side is going to be booked, because there's constant fouling of Devontae Campbell, and I think it's because they're a little bit scared of his pace, his ability to leave you.
And he's slippery.
Trying to make sure that they cut him down early.
This ball sent inside the area. It's a chance put behind, and it's going to be a goal kick.
It's a very good chance for Jeremiah Topi, who is good with his feet, the centre back. Here it is. Oh, I mean, he was under pressure from Dyer.
Was it Dyer who actually made the clearance off him? Maybe.
Sure. And I know what Topi was trying to do, though. Just open up the right foot and allow it to, the pace of the ball to go off of the right foot into the corner of the goal, but
it was always going to be difficult.
Yeah, Dyer made it very difficult, and Dyer either kicked the ball or kicked his foot.
Priestley. Harvey in the way. Now it goes the other way. Stewart. Oh, he does well. Stewart. Oh, still Stewart. Stewart! And Amal Knight had to go down low to prevent coming across. He did a lot, but not quite enough. Needed a little bit more power.
Trevante Stewart showing that he has some finesse to his game as well. Not just robust, but skillful and nifty with his footwork. Oh, well played. The number 12. He's looked impressive in this first 25 minutes. He's seen a lot of the ball, Trevante Stewart, some good passes, created a couple opportunities for himself. He's been busy.
That he has.
No surprise here that both teams creating a couple of, well, obviously Mount Pleasant creating the better opportunities, but Harbourview have had a couple of openings as well, where they haven't really done anything in the 18-yard box, but they've had opportunities to deliver a telling ball. And as I said, based on their head-to-head statistics, it's always a close encounter.
Always.
Yeah.
4 apiece.
4 apiece,
And
2
a couple of draws.
Yeah.
Staple with some space to work with here, needs a good delivery, and that wasn't the best. Harding drives that one inside, and again, not quite the best. They still have it though, Harbourview. Mullings. Oh, he'll keep that one in play, will he? Reed. And the clearance is made. And Harbourview with a decent spell here, trying to make it count. Priestley. Anglin. Staple. Again, too much on it, but it goes as far as Trayvon Reed, and Reed couldn't get by his marker.
Well, Staple certainly ate his porridge this morning.
I was wondering,
2 overcooked passes so far. Way too strong.
Now here's Campbell on the right. Ball over the top. And the challenge coming in on Stewart.
That's
Still
where you want to keep him.
the possession.
Yeah. When Stewart is forced wide, he's nullified. He's not very strong in those areas.
Utilizing his strength well. Mullings before setting off Trayvon Reed. Reed inside the box, trying to open up his body for the space to make the shot. And couldn't do a lot with it in the end, Trayvon Reed.
Again, Harbourview getting in a position where they can create a lot of problems. Loads of space. That touch was a bit heavy from Trayvon Reed, and he closed the angle. And I don't think it was the best decision after he did that. Intelligent to open up his body, but maybe the pass was a better option just because of that heavy touch.
Alwyn Harvey finds himself needing some assistance from the bench. It's an open affair though. Both these teams coming from victories in their last game. Harbourview trouncing Malines United by 4-1. And of course Mount Pleasant with a victory by the odd goal in 3 over Humberland.
Yeah, that was a brace by Daniel Green. The double. One of them, a very impressive strike where he cut in from the left-hand side and let fly with the right boot into the far corner. And he scored a couple of them this season. The Mount Pleasant number 9. He has 7 for the season. He's the leading goal scorer. And the second highest goal scorer in the Premier League this season. Daniel Green, 7 goals and 1 assist for the national representative. But this man, Trevante Stewart, the first half an hour of this game, it's been good. Look at this for an attack and skill. Known for his strength, Trevante Stewart, and bustling nature, but that was impressive here. Oh yes, lovely cut and willing to use the left foot as well. I think that was actually a pass. And he's trying to bring his teammate into play. Good vision as well, so excellent. Trevante Stewart, he's run the lines. He's given them those diagonal runs to create the openings. Just think that Harbourview occasionally have done a good job of pushing him wide, and that's where he's not very strong when he has to pull out wide. He's not very fast, Trevante Stewart. But yeah, when he's in the central positions, dangerous.
That was an impromptu water break, by the way. Not sure if it's necessary in these times, but there was a stoppage in play.
It's sponsored, the well-known 876.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Trevante Stewart reminds me a little bit of Shamar Nicholson, who is having a grand old time at Spartak Moscow. Just by his build and his movement as well. Probably just a little bit more skillful based on recent evidence.
I don't know if I'd necessarily describe Nicholson as a bustling kind of player, probably a little bit more agile, but yeah.
Nicholson? Okay.
But yeah, certainly in terms of stature and look,
yep,
very similar.
Green, that's a tough challenge on him, and Shane Staple will go into referee Perry's book.
And I know Shane Staple is arguing, but this one, I certainly agree with referee Perry. I think that was dangerous from Staple, especially from behind.
He's going to get the yellow card as soon as he stands up. Let's take a look at the challenge there. He got some of the ball, but the challenge was from behind. I can understand why he would be upset. He got the ball there, but
did get
a
the ball,
challenge
actually
from behind is...
Or maybe it was actually from the side, which is not as bad from Staple. Did come in from the side, but I think he made contact with the right leg of Daniel Green first and then the ball. So would have taken out the leg, and then by doing that, access to the ball, and that's the problem. So it is a foul.
Here's a free kick taken short. This one is whipped inside, and Amal Knight gathers well. Son is back with us only for a little while, one suspects. Rain fell for a couple of hours this afternoon. Cooling the conditions here at the Tony Swanning Sports Complex. So it's a nice evening for football. And here's Harting. Oh, delightful ball, almost to Colorado Maury. Oh, Green, well done. Oh, even better to Campbell. Stewart is also up there. And then the interception had to be made. We expected better from Campbell, though. Needed a little bit more urgency on that ball to Stewart.
Yeah, but you know, Donald, I actually like the fact that he tried to make the pass early, just to catch out Harbour before they settle. Well, I agree, he could have had a little bit more pace behind it.
Here's Staple. Staple! Well, the goal is still shaking. Well, that one actually hit the crossbar from Staple. He reeled far. That one.
Yeah, well, one of the few occasions that Staple has been allowed to come forward, and we know he has those amazing strikes within him. He's scored a couple so far this season. Certainly not shy to strike it, and he has very good instep technique. Shane Staple, 4 goals to his name. He's a leading goal scorer, well, joint leading goal scorer with Trayvon Reed for Harbourview.
You spoke about the fact that he overcooked a couple of passes earlier.
Yes.
And too much power.
Yeah.
on those would-be passes.
Yeah, so did he overcook the shot as well? Well, that's probably why it beat goalkeeper Clark between the sticks.
It beat everything.
Had that been a bit low, it certainly would have been in the back of the net. No one was saving that.
You know, the best chances have gone to Harbour View, I think. Campbell skips by one challenge. Green is waiting. Stewart is there. And Staple doing enough. Goes to the turf. Referee says play on. It is going to be a throw.
Stewart out-muscled. That's unheard of. Good positioning. Not sure it was a foul. Yes, he did step on the boot, but it doesn't mean that that's a foul. I mean, I'm not sure why the showing of the boot, as if that dictates that it's a foul.
So, again, looking at this chance by Staple. Fired that one.
It almost hit right in the joint.
Yeah.
Right in the L. Oh, yes. Lovely shot. It probably actually glanced the crossbar and then hit the upright. It almost looked like it was trying to sneak on there, and then the upright stopped it. Wow. Top strike. Shane Staple.
By the way, it's considered off target. Anyway, ball coming inside. Oh, that's wonderful. That's brilliant. It really is. The captain coming in at the back post, puts it away. And with that, the Stars of the East take the lead. Harding, what a way to put your name on the score sheet this season. The wonderful overlapping run. And Harbour View ahead in this contest 1-0.
Well, you did say that the best opportunities have come to Harbour View. We spoke about them finding a lot of joy in the wide areas and space. This time, the delivery was perfect. Nothing overcooked by this delivery. Nicholas Hamilton drifting wide. That was a lovely pass.
Oh,
good finish by Harding. Yeah, he could easily have got that wrong, Harding. Look at how he positions his body just to make sure he covers it well. He brings his left side across just to make sure he covers it. Yes, he was showing the keeper where he was going to place it, but it was precise. Right into the far corner. Lovely finish for the skipper. First of the season. And yeah, Harbour View on their way.
Really wonderful goal. That has been their plan in terms of making those wide runs when they tried to counter. Mount Pleasant did not have a lot of players back. And the ball from Hamilton was an absolute peach to find the skipper.
Yeah, Mount Pleasant not covering very well on that left back role. Simgree has been moved from there, and I won't be surprised if in quick time Wally Downs makes some form of adjustment there, because Harbour View are finding a lot of space, and had their deliveries been a little bit better earlier in the half, it could have been more problems for the team in blue.
Nicely done by Kasim Priestley. Almost. Lane was in the way. Harbour View moving with a little bit more confidence. Colorado Murray has some space to work with.
So much space. Look at this.
Anglin had to be parried away. Hamilton brought down, has he? He tells him to get up. Well, if that's the case, shouldn't he get a yellow card if he was the one who provided the simulation there?
Well, Alexi Perry looked to his assistant, the first assistant. There was nothing. And so, yeah, he just said goal kick. I think he wanted some help there, Alexi Perry, but none was coming. I guess the assistant didn't think it was a penalty either. Minimal contact.
It was minimal.
Yeah, I don't think it was simulation, but yeah, it was minimal.
I don't know. I mean, once there's contact, right?
Yeah, but I think with minimal contact, I think Alexi Perry probably made the right decision. There will always be contact. It's a contact sport, Donald. Yeah, but obviously, in that situation, the first assistant would have had a better view. It was to his side of the field. So at the end of the day, it is a central referee's decision, but he obviously looked to his assistant for help. And yeah, he told him that no, penalty. And yeah, here's that incident.
Let's get the yellow card.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm not so sure about that.
Wasn't a lot in it.
No.
But it is a contact sport, Chris Taylor, so I don't know.
Which is why it shouldn't be a yellow card.
There you go.
I think that was just a minimal shove. It wasn't a hand in the face or buck or anything of that nature. Just a little shove to get out of the way. That could have been managed better, I think.
This game is building up nicely, though.
Yeah.
It was a bit of a slow burner in the early part of the proceedings, but...
And I don't think it's been an over-aggressive game, so I'd love to see all 11 players on the park. I wouldn't like to see yellow cards being given for something frivolous, and then something really happens, and which is deserving of a yellow card, and because of that, a player is off. So
yeah,
I just think it needs to be well managed as well by referee Perry.
Stewart. Delightful ball to Campbell. Amal Knight again in the way. Probably just a little bit of hesitation because the ball didn't sit up right for Mount Pleasant's number 7. And with that, he could not get his 3rd goal this season.
Yeah, but right away you have seen now that Devontae Campbell has come to that right-hand side, the difference it has made. He has the legs on Harding in that left back role. He's getting behind the defenders, and yeah, he made the angle a little bit more difficult for himself here by making it run. And it was a comfortable height in the end, but he's making those telling runs, Campbell.
Here's another one.
Yeah.
Campbell cutting inside. Stewart. No, he was trying to blast that one, you know.
Credit to this staff of Mount Pleasant for obviously picking up that and making the adjustment.
Referee says play on. Sigree. Stewart. Campbell. McCalla. Devontae Campbell needs a good delivery here. Here's it back to McCalla. Dinked inside to Green. And Green couldn't quite capture the ball. And it's going to be a goal kick. And Colorado Murray will need some attention. I think he may have received a knock to his side. Probably something with his elbow, an issue with his elbow there.
Strange that at first he was holding his abdomen.
Yeah.
Well, Nicholas Hamilton was involved in it was a controversial moment. Awkward save there. And here it goes in. Is there a touch to the left foot? I think Nicholas Hamilton tried to initiate the contact, yes. And it kind of looked planned by Hamilton. Look at it here. It's not much. It's not much in it. I'm not so sure. It's a difficult one. I think Hamilton made the most of it. And I actually think that Clark probably tried to pull away.
They always try to pull away when they don't make contact with the ball,
yeah,
Chris Taylor.
Yeah. I'm agreeing with the officials there.
I don't think there's a major argument with what took place. Although, to be honest, based on the yellow cards that we've seen in this game, I actually wouldn't have been surprised if a penalty was actually given for that.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad it didn't follow suit. Because I certainly agree that a couple of the yellow cards so far have been rather soft.
Campbell. easy, does it, for the Harbourview back line on that occasion. But they do concede another corner. There's a man monster looking to get on the end of that one. Trevante Stewart looking to get his first goal for Mount Pleasant.
When Campbell carries the ball wide, I'd love to see one of the other attacking midfielders come to, like, say, the edge of the box, which gives them an option so that he doesn't have to necessarily put it square.
Ball delivered inside him all night, cries for it and gets it.
So he would be able to play the diagonal pass as well, which players like Green and Harvey have thrived on so far this season. Stewart would be that central player, but some of the other players need to get involved as well, because Campbell is making inroads on that flank.
Staple lost it. Nicely done. Almost found Stewart, but it's picked up back again. It's a chance here for Fletcher. He goes down, and it's going to be a free kick to Mount Pleasant here. Let's take a look at the replay there. And again, the challenge was late.
Segri and Reed at it. They've been at it from schoolboy days. KC and JC. Segri been around longer than Trayvon Reed, but I think he just didn't like the fact that Trayvon Reed was trying to take up the ball, and then Trayvon didn't like that he lifted his arm towards him. The Donovan Segri, who I would say would be one of the big contenders for this with his talented left boot, especially from this angle.
Yep, Alwyn Harvey is also there. Trevante Stewart as well. Daniel Green as well.
I think it's Green or Segri.
Stewart walks away.
It would suit the left footer, but Daniel Green is so talented with the dead ball as well. He has good skill. Daniel Green, that don't be surprised if he gets in the mix.
It's Segri into the wall. Lovely touch inside. Fletcher. Fletcher. Oh. Trying to provide the dink there. And that's the end of the first half. And a lot of action in the first 45 minutes, just the one goal in it. And it was provided by the Harbourview skipper, getting his first goal this season, Odilon Harding. And I tell you what, we expect a really good second half here, as Jean Talbot gives some words to the troops before they head in to hear from their head coach in Ludlow Bernard. But Mount Pleasant, they themselves have a lot of work to do to get back into this game. It's their captain, the Harbourview skipper, proving to be the difference so far in this one. It's Harbourview 1, Mount Pleasant 0 at the interval.
It's Monday Night Football here at the Tony Spalding Sports Complex in Kingston, Jamaica. Harbour lead Mount Pleasant by a goal to nil after 45 minutes. And it was the captain, Odalyn Harding, who broke the deadlock. Let's have a look at the first half highlights. Alexi Perry gets us started. And Mount Pleasant coming forward. Trevante Stewart, fresh from his move from Lions United into the box, trying to supply his teammate in Javoy Bell Navis, but it was not to be. They would continue to come forward as well, Mount Pleasant. Not really decisive with their ball, putting Trevante Stewart in the mix yet again. 2 goals so far this season, and not able yet to add his third. Nice ball into the box. That was a good take by Daniel Green. Allowed so much space by Johnny Talbot, and then the block came in. Look at this from Trevante Stewart. Good footwork, cutting in there, and oh yes, leaves him for dead. Then the left-footed attempt across the goal, looking for Daniel Green. It wasn't to be. Harbourview, they would have a few opportunities of their own. This lovely effort from Shane Staple, who has already scored 4 goals this season, including a couple venomous strikes like that one, and just inches away from adding his 5th. And then Harbourview would break the deadlock. From that wing again, Nicholas Hamilton, a scrumptious ball into the box. And Odalyn Harding, the captain, his first of the season. And a comforting finish into the far post. There it is, lovely take. And beating Clark all ends up. Harbourview's 13th of the season, the first for Harding. And a 1-0 advantage. They would continue to come forward as well. Harbourview, this was a penalty shout. Nicholas Hamilton did a bit of acting there as well, made the most of it, and no penalty given. Mount Pleasant, they would come forward again. This would be a good opportunity for Devontae Campbell, who has been coming into the game slowly but surely, the 19-year-old. And all she wrote for 45 minutes. Harbourview 1, Mount Pleasant 0. 6 shots, 4 on target for Harbourview, 3 on target from 5 attempts for Mount Pleasant. And some 8 fouls between the two. 3 yellow cards shown by referee Alexi Perry. And Mount Pleasant, they have had majority of the corners, 4-1. Majority of the possession as well, with 58-42. But yet they have not been able to find the back of the net. After 45 minutes, it's Harbourview 1, Mount Pleasant 0. As we go to the break, let's have a look at the highlights from Sunday's action, Arnett Gardens against Portmore United.
Assaulting me when I spoke about the man of the match. Anyway, these are full match highlights. We started under under overcast skies, which became bright sunshine. Then the rains came, then the light went. More on that in the second half. This is Ajuma Johnson, who had an excellent game, created a lot for his strikers, but they couldn't find a finish in the first half. Cephas lifting his shot high, a bobble at the wrong moment. He played this short to Johnson, and he'll whip a tremendous cross in for Ezran Simpson, and Earl Sims with the flick didn't make good connection. Reverse angle of that play. Rousseau from free kick range, and then Ajuma Johnson heading this one off the right upright. Could have been an own goal. Arnett Gardens lucky in that moment. And then look at this, Watkins pass. Austin steps on the ball, closed down by Shandy James. Benjamin Williams did very well twice. He'll appear in the frame again, the goalkeeper, because Arboin sits up, stands up the cross. Williams got there, Myers off the line, and then Watkins putting his body on the line to prevent the overhead kick from Ronaldo Cephas. But at every instance, Portmore contesting it. Nothing easy for Arnett Gardens, nothing free, no free attempt. And they fought tooth and nail, the St. Catherine boys, to keep their sheet clean. Then Allen into the path of Cephas. He'll check inside, right-footed shot. Easy for Williams. That was towards the end of the first half. Second half, watch Ezra and Simpson now will slide through on the ankle. That in slow motion was very nasty. And not even the Arnett Gardens fans protested. Ezra and Simpson though was very upset. And then look at this, Arnett down to 10 men at this point. Guthrie, the captain fantastic on display to Arboin. Takes it back. Releases Allen. Allen takes forever, it seemed. And then through the legs of Benjamin Williams, the great striker, the Brazilian Ronaldo, said the keeper's most vulnerable point is when you play the ball between his legs. And that's what Allen did. Waited until the last moment to shoot. By that time, Bellew and Williams could do nothing with the placement of the effort. And the 10 men of Arnett Gardens find the lead. Marlon Allen finds the finish. And in his celebration, he put so much energy into it. He went off injured, replaced by Fabian Reed. Then Watkin, a tremendous pass. But look about the touch. Look at the first touch from Kenny Charleston. And then look at the finish. Almost like a corkscrew finish. Just slashing across the ball, cutting across it. Trying to just spin it away from Eric Edwards. And everything he intended, Kenny Charleston, happened after that magnificent first touch. That's a beautiful goal, worthy of the biggest stages, illuminating them, and he certainly illuminated tonight with that. But then Arnett, still with the 10 men, came back. The rain with us heavy, the fans running for cover. Ajuma Johnson manufactures a cross that Ronaldo Cephas steers away from Benjamin Williams. That's how the Junglists found the lead once again. Ajuma Johnson played a blinder, attacking so many chances he created, and he had to wait until the second half for one of them to be finished by that man Cephas. He's a star in these parts. It's a team of stars, but he is the most coveted, the most appreciated right now.
A lot happening as far as the UEFA Champions League is concerned. You don't want to miss this one. Real Madrid against Chelsea. That's tomorrow afternoon, 2 o'clock, 3 ECT. You can watch that on SportsMax 2. And of course, in the NBA on Tuesday night, Clippers against the Timberwolves, 8:30, 9:30 ECT. You can watch that on SportsMax. (1-0) Harbourview over Mount Pleasant. That's the latest here at the halftime interval as the teams get ready to make their way back onto the park. And it has been a really open game. It was a slow burn at the start, and then the game opened up just a little bit. As you see the penalty shout again, Nicholas Hamilton. There was a bit of contact there as Akil Clark tried to come across and capture the ball, but the slightest of touches, Clark proving his innocence, well, showing his innocence there, and the referee agreeing with him. And Hamilton could not believe that he didn't get it. He felt the touch, he went down, but, well, probably not a lot in that minimal contact. As far as Mount Pleasant is concerned, Toronto Stewart has really been very good. Still trying to get his first goal for Mount Pleasant, showing his skills on that occasion, making room for himself, but probably not enough power in the shot there in the end, as utilizing his left foot on that occasion. Just dragging the shot just a little bit, but yeah, you think it's just a matter of time before he scores for his new club, Mount Pleasant. And of course, just the one goal in it, courtesy of the Harbourview skipper, Odlan Harding, his first this season. And that's the difference between the two teams so far as we get ready for the second half. That's referee Perry, just making sure that order's in place for the resumption of this game. And we're on the way back here for the second half at the Tony Spalding Sports Complex. Harbourview, they did grow in confidence in that first half after scoring the goal. They were willing to counter-attack this Mount Pleasant team. On a couple of occasions they actually outnumbered Mount Pleasant while they were attacking, soaked up a lot of the, or conceded a lot of the possession. And here comes Mount Pleasant looking to make a play early in this second half. Donovan Sigree looking for some options here as he's hounded by a couple of Harbourview players, successfully too. Staple with some space on this right hand side was looking for Hamilton. Clark needs to get rid of it. Didn't do well. Reed couldn't quite gather. It was Jamoy Topi who came across to do the mop-up work.
Yeah, no reason why Trayvon Reed shouldn't have taken a better touch there. That was a lovely height to get the ball under control, and you would have had the goal at his mercy, Trayvon Reed. That was a poor clearance by Clark. Did well with the first touch initially to set it for the left boot, but then the clearance was horrible. And yeah, that's really a missed opportunity for Harbourview.
Mullins sends it out wide to the goal scorer, his captain Harding, who goes long, and Clark more assured there with the handling, collecting. Daniel Green. Topi. At the schoolboy football level, just a couple of years ago, Topi was more known for his role as a holding midfielder. In the last couple of seasons, or the last season or so, especially while he was at Cavalier, converted to a centre-back. We've just been clipped there. Sigri really takes these things personally. Anything that happens with Trayvon Reed. Probably knows him very well, was telling the referee that the referee is wasting time, and Perry just reminding him that he's the one in charge of this game. Hamilton. Murray. Oh, lovely first touch. Murray, wide of the mark. It was a wonderful setup by the striker, who was looking for his third goal this season, but on his left foot, couldn't keep the shot down.
Yeah, lackluster defending there by Mount Pleasant, and yeah, you don't want to give that kind of space to Colorado. Murray, this is a 35-goal man in the Premier League, 2 in his last game. Quality man in the number 9 position. Had a season a few years ago. He was a leading goal scorer in the Premier League.
Talk about getting close to the action. Can Mount Pleasant break through here? Not the best handling. Campbell looking for Stewart. Now the ball dinked inside, and Campbell at the back post looking for Fletcher. Whew. He realizes how close he was to that one. Campbell didn't get proper connection on that one. May have come off his shoulder before it got through to Fletcher. Here's Tariq Zimenez, formerly of Harbour View. And he's...
Is he talking to his agent?
Maybe, but I think he's heading the other way to the team that Harbour View is playing now, Mount Pleasant.
Yeah, they have been the easily the most active team in the transfer window.
Easily.
Mount Pleasant. And maybe it was even heightened by the fact that they had some unfamiliar results in their last 4 or so games. So felt as if they needed to make some changes, and they made some big ones.
Stewart. he had a couple of thoughts there, and as he tried to dink it.
Yeah, he was trying to chip it, but only chip the grass.
Exactly.
Bucked his toe instead. Probably was a good idea, actually, what he was trying to do.
Well, although they are recruiting youngsters, Mount Pleasant. Let's give them that. Ball over the top again. Cut inside. It's Daniel Green. And Amal Knight was watching that all the way. Again, a lack of power. Not troubling the custodian of Harbour View. Priestley. Reed. Has Harding for company. Deciding not to go to his skipper. Priestley back to Reed. Reed showing good strength Trayvon Reed looking for options, I think. Now it's with Harding. Oh, that's a lovely delivery inside. Staple nods it back. Here's a chance! Buried! It's Anglin! Jason Anglin puts that one away. And the Stars of the East with a 2-goal lead over Mount Pleasant.
Great finish from Jashawn Anglin. Showed really good quality when he was at Miami FC in the United States. Back in Jamaica, back in Harbour View, back in the goals. Great build-up. Patience shown by Trayvon Reed. We can't often say that. And then that ball into the box was a good one. Credit to Shane Staple for the awareness just to get it back in, and that was not an easy finish by Jashawn Anglin. Could easily have kicked that over the bar. Meant to do what he did and did it brilliantly. Opening the right foot into the top corner. Lovely finish. Clark, no chance. Frozen.
Goal scoring boots back on for Harbour View. 4 in the last game against Malines United, 2 in this one against Mount Pleasant. Harbour View, game plan working. They have to do some defending now though. And the good work there by Shamari Dyer nodding it back tonight.
There's a lot of talk when Jashawn Anglin was coming back in that he has a big name to live up to. Of course, if you follow Jamaican football heavily, you know about Winston Anglin, stalwart. The late Winston Anglin in the middle of the park for the Jamaica Reggae Boys and in Premier League football. That was certainly a quality finish. And what a way to open your account. So the ball coming from that height, very easy for you to miscue. Kept his eye on it right throughout. Good training ground stuff. And as I said, hit it with such precision and power that Clark was frozen to the spot.
Green gets away from Priestley, sends it out wide, too much on it to Fletcher. Fletcher does well to send it back inside. Oh, it's dropped! Harvey was fouled. Free kick to Mount Pleasant. Amal Knight got in some trouble there, and his defense bailed him out. Thought it would be an easy collection here. Fletcher did well to get the ball back inside quickly. And,
yeah, no excuses by Knight. That was poor. National representative as well. Got to do better there, Knight. Puts up his hands to say sorry. That was certainly a false striker's challenge there by Colorado. Just going right through the
right
back.
through him.
Stepping on the Achilles of Harvey as well. Yeah, careless challenge.
Harvey himself might go for goal, you know. It is Harvey finding the wall. Hasn't had the best game so far, Alwyn Harvey. Here's Daniel Green. Stewart. Fletcher. Again, Staple does his job really well.
Yeah, Fletcher's been quite ineffective in this game for Mount Pleasant. It's just not showing much of a threat to this Harbour View team. They almost know what he's going to do before he does it. Yes, he's very left-sided, but His trickery just not working out so far.
Sule McCullough was looking for the long ball option just now. Some way to go in this match as we approach the hour mark. Harbour View with a 2-goal cushion here. But the possession, for the most part, in favour of Mount Pleasant.
I wonder if now you bring a player like Siobhan Stewart, who is an attacking midfielder with some creativity, and then ask Daniel Green to play in the wide area. I would pull Fletcher. Ask Green now to play left, where he can cut in with that dangerous right foot shot, and then you have Devontae Campbell right side, because that duo in terms of going forward was really menacing in the early parts of the season. I can only compare them with the likes of maybe Cephas and Arboin, or Cephas and whoever was playing in the other wide area.
Here's Mount Pleasant again. It is Green, and easily challenged there. The clearance by Dyer. Staple deciding to go long, but ended up a little bit shallow there, that ball. Sigree now on it. Goes wide. Take by Campbell.
Yeah, not a good control at all.
Harding does well, but it's an interesting battle over on the far side. Harding coming away with it. Now it goes the other way with Hamilton. Trayvon Reed. Colorado Murray. Corner kick to Harbour View.
Yeah, needed a better left-footed delivery from Colorado Murray. Weak. Certainly Nicholas Hamilton was in position to receive it. Good transition play by Harbour View. Quick on the counter. Excellent to see.
Come in. Come in. Come back. Just back a little. Come up a little bit. Just back a little. Come in. Take it. Come in a bit. Go. Up.
Taking short.
Up. Come on.
Hamilton.
Push up.
A wonderful ball inside, and handled in the end by Kevin Lane to his goalkeeper, Hugh Clark.
I know Wally Downs is taking quite a bit of time with the changes, but I think at this point he needs to be careful, because Harbour View could easily add a third based on the run of play, and Mount Pleasant looking out of sorts. So I think he needs to make changes and make them now.
Last touch of Harvey. Yeah, we're on the
They've lost their effectiveness, going forward. Trevante Stewart hasn't been in this half at all. Daniel Green has had a couple moments, but well, that team is doing pretty well. They might be warming up for quite a while based on how Harbour View are playing at the moment.
Mark him. Hey.
Murray. Shot deflected, and the clock collecting. Bill Navis. What can Mount Pleasant come up with here? Campbell. Bill Navis. Mount Pleasant set to make a couple of changes soon. Bill Navis sends this one at the back post. Harding does well enough. It's Green! Straight to Knight. Another chance! Blocked by Knight. Green again, trying to win the ball. It's cleared by Harbour View. Hamilton has it now. Can they break? He goes long. Lovely ball to Murray, the keeper though, right on the edge of the box collecting.
too much space being allowed to Harbourview on the counter as well. Just backing off way too much, Mount Pleasant, and made it easy for Nicholas Hamilton.
Trevante Stewart was held back, trying to barrel his way through. And the referee says play on. And now the whistle is blown for a free kick to Harbourview deep in their own half.
Yeah, well, I think he was looking to play the advantage for Trevante Stewart, but there was no advantage, so I would think he would call it back for Stewart. This was the opportunity. Good strike by Green. And that was good goalkeeping by Amal Knight. Yeah, Devontae Campbell on the half volley. Green was probably trying to flick it over his opponent's head. Good save by Knight. Second attempt.
So Mount Pleasant making a couple of changes.
Yeah, no
Chevron
surprise.
Stewart is on.
Yeah, and Fletcher is off, so that's what we thought would happen. Bell Navis also coming off, because we have said how Harbourview have had a lot of joy on that right-hand side, left side of the Mount Pleasant defence. So Stewart for Fletcher and Bell Navis off as well. I think Stewart will come into a central position in that attacking midfield and allow Green to play wider. Let's see if that's
Mount Pleasant with a lot of work to do to get back into this game. And, they obviously have a few skillful players in their ranks. But as far as playing as a team is concerned, obviously there's quite a bit to work on. Can they get back in this game? That's the question. And how will they do so?
Well, Wally Downs will be hoping that those two players who have been introduced, Chevron Stewart and Tyrese Gow, will help to orchestrate that. I like that change, especially with Chevron Stewart coming in. Chevron Stewart already with 1 goal this season. Of course, that was scored for Waterhouse, former St. George's standout.
That wasn't he a standout at the schoolboy football level?
Played D1 football in the US with Cincinnati, where he was completing his degree.
Hamilton. A wonderful ball out wide to Staple. Staple. Did he handle the ball there? The referee says play on. Now it goes the other way. And this is Daniel Green. And now Trevante Stewart. Back to Green. Daniel Green's effort was charged down.
Yeah.
Here's a chance.
Certainly like this move by Wally Downs, though. As you can see right away, Green is looking to cut in on the right-hand side and let fly, and I can tell you it's very dangerous in those positions. Certainly agree with the move from that man. Just needed Green to come out of those central regions where it allows him to really emphasize his skills from the wide areas.
Javon Shepherd comes on, replacing Anglin.
What is Harvey doing?
Ball played through. It's a chance for Trayvon Reed. Reed, can he bury it? It's Trayvon Reed! Game, set, and match. Goal number 5 for Harbour View's number 10. And with that, 3 points to the Stars of the East.
What was Alwyn Harvey doing in the middle of the park? Not paying attention to the game. The ball came back into play. A pass made to him right in the middle of the park. He wasn't paying attention at all. Totally out of sorts, Mount Pleasant, sleeping. And well, the scoreline is certainly active, but not to their benefit.
That's a good finish.
Yeah.
That's a really good finish from Trayvon Reed.
Very calm finish as well. His 5th of the season, leading goal scorer for Harbour View. 4 goals last week, 3 today so far. Lovely composed finish. The nephew of Roderick Reed, former reggae boy.
Where does Mount Pleasant go from here? It is such a massive club with big names, some of the biggest names in the Premier League. And this result will shake them. A lot of investment made in Mount Pleasant. The academy also there. And of course, massive reinforcements.
Currently sitting in 4th position. And you think just a few games ago, they were undefeated so far this season. Now, they're looking down the barrel of 3 defeats in 6 games.
Staple does well. Swings this one inside, and Akil Clark got there before Nicholas Hamilton could reach.
We also spoke about, Donald, that the fact that when you make so many changes as well, chemistry will be an issue.
Green.
I'm not so sure if at the moment Wally don't even knows his best 11. With so many players coming in, he has to kind of work out all the different talents and where it fits them.
Nice turn from Stewart, but couldn't wrap his foot around it. And the ball went well wide of the post.
Not a bad turn by Stewart, but the finish was lacking. Had a very good first half, Trevante Stewart, but second half he's just not been involved as much. Well, no surprise that Alwyn Harvey, after that play a few minutes ago, is removed. And I'm sure Coach Wally Downs is disgusted. Just so unaware.
Just minutes before it was mentioned that it's not the best I've seen from Alwyn Harvey this season.
He's a big fan of Lance Whitaker. Lance
is a big fan of him.
No, but
okay.
He did say that it was just a moment. He thought that Alwyn Harvey would have scored at any time based on how the season was going, and I didn't believe him, but he actually called the goal when it did happen. It was a blinder by Harvey. I actually think he's not been bad at all this season, Harvey. He's just not a goal scorer to me, even though Lance thinks that he gets in a lot of goal scoring positions, but I don't think he's a natural goal scorer. But I think within the middle of the park, he's put in a lot of work. I think he breaks up the play well. He has those 5-10 yard passes.
Nicely done. Sikri out wide now. Daniel Green. Green delivers, it's headed away. Campbell's first touch wasn't the best. Tries to weave his way through, sends it out wide. Makala. Sule Makala. Throw into Mount Pleasant. Siobhan Stewart. McCullough's delivery inside. Nodded away for a throw-in. Ball sent inside, headed away, not the best clearance. Campbell, not the best first touch either, but that's a wonderful turn. Pass needed to have been better though. And they go the other way. Colorado Murray. Here's a big chance. It's Reed. It's Reed, and Akil Clark was grateful that that wasn't too far away from him. Green. Stewart. Trevante Stewart, that is. Losing it. Staple. Trying to switch the play. Giving up possession. Siobhan Stewart. McCullough. Campbell. Green. 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 Inside. And the shot well wide of the mark on that occasion. Devontae Campbell want to do over there. Harbour not really taking care of possession. Right now they're conceding it, allowing Mount Pleasant to make their attacks, and in the hope that they will defend each and every one of them. Ball inside is too much for Trevante Stewart. Mount Pleasant looking pretty toothless this evening here at Arnett Gardens. 15 minutes ago they trailed by 3-0. As we take a look at the SportsMax app moments, and wonderful stuff. Ball played inside. Staple nodding it back across, and first time angling, putting it away. Absolutely fabulous stuff. Cool and also composed with the finish. That's the SportsMax app moment, courtesy of the SportsMax app. You can download it today to keep in touch with what's happening in the Jamaica Premier League, the English Premier League, La Liga, and of course the SportsMax Zone, and the NBA, as well as the WTA. Of course, we're heading into the playing tournament, and of course right after that the playoffs. So a lot of sporting content on your SportsMax app. Harding, Murray, Hamilton, looking for the effort that took a deflection. It's Jamon Shepherd, came on as a substitute a few minutes ago. They'll take their time about this corner kick. Harbour. Nobody's in a rush to take it. And another Harbour player getting some attention. That's Johnny Talbot. Waterhouse supporters in the stands. They are hoping to see their team put on a good show a little bit later on when they take on Cavalier. Of course, it's a repeat of last season's final. Corner kick to be finally taken by the Stars of the East. Priestley sends this one inside, and it's a header that's wide of the mark. It was a free header too. Nicholas Hamilton there unmarked, and somehow couldn't turn that one goalwards. It's a big chance.
Should have scored Nicholas Hamilton. 21 goal man in the Premier League. Hasn't opened his account this season, and that was a lovely chance for him. Yes, he had to be pedaling backwards, but I think he had enough time to steer it on target, and had he done that, he would certainly have scored. It's not that Mount Pleasant haven't had their chances, they just have not taken them. And Harbourview have been much better in that department. Still would like to see them a little bit more solid at the back though, Harbourview, and give less space to attackers, but so far a clean sheet.
Nicely done. Ball played inside. Wonderful ball again, looking for Hamilton. Staple collecting that one, but it crossed the line apparently. Yeah. Hamilton is very close to scoring his first this season.
It's just the height of the ball which Hamilton found it hard to negotiate. Didn't know whether to go with his head. He couldn't get his leg that high, and it was too far for him to push his chest into it. So yeah, but lovely delivered by Harding in the business area. The captain. He's had a very good game.
He's thinking of a shot, you know, and it deflected off Talbot. That effort from Sigri. The two JC players, or former JC players, involved in that one play. Corner kick to Mount Pleasant now. 10 minutes to go. They've sent bodies inside the box. Ball delivered inside. Nobody there in blue. Green. Stewart. Campbell. Delivered inside. Knight will come across. They lead by 3-0, but I'm sure the coaching staff would want Harbourview to just take care of the ball a little bit better in the closing stages of this one. But I think they are comfortable defending anything and everything that Mount Pleasant will be throwing at them. And now here they come, countering. Topi comes across. And blocking Murray. Stewart was being pulled back by Hamilton. Sigri. Green. Free kick to Mount Pleasant. Referee Perry telling the Mount Pleasant players to wait on his whistle. Amal Knight always bellowing. I don't think any defender would ever say that they don't hear Amal Knight when he cries for the ball. It is green. It's wide of the mark. Knight, I suspect, had that covered. through the wall too. Somehow didn't manage to get a deflection. Nice take by Staple, 2 to aim for, and the interception made by Lane. Staple again, and that's gone behind.
He's suddenly gotten weak, O'Shane Staple. Usually he would have overcooked that pass. That one actually
undercooked.
Lacked venom, yeah. And then the second attempt was very weak by O'Shane Staple. I guess he's allowed a few of those.
Yeah, he runs the most, doesn't he, O'Shane Staple? So much effort put in each and every game he plays. Sigrid as well, pulled by Murray. Not necessary to go into the referee's book. Colorado Murray. Easy call. Five minutes to go. Plus anytime added for stoppages. Harbour will get ready to make a couple of changes, but in a little while, as Mount Pleasant continue to get what would be a consolation at this juncture. Sigrid, dink inside. And maybe a foul committed there by Chevron Stewart before it went out. And Harbourview making a couple of changes. Nicholas Hamilton's day is up. Kevin Scott comes on.
Yeah, not a bad day at the office for Nicholas Hamilton. Just couldn't get that goal and get off the mark in the Premier League this season, but did have an assist for the first goal. That lovely ball put into the captain, Harding.
And Phelan Lawrence comes on the park as well.
Phelan Lawrence, standout player with Holy Trinity and then with Jamaica College at the schoolboy level. Very impressive, good goal scorer. Harbourview number 23. One of the players that they welcome to Harbourview in this recent window. Looks like he's gotten a little taller as well in the last couple of years. There he is, Phelan Lawrence, 23 on his back.
Sigrid. Stewart. Oh, Sigrid. Green. McCullough. Sigrid. McCullough. Corner kick.
Great block coming in again from the captain, Harding. Really outstanding game he's had, the captain. Scored, which has been very solid in the back. And his leadership as well. He's got things going for Harbourview.
Mount Pleasant.
There he is again, getting it out of play.
Here's Lawrence. Fidden Lawrence with a driving run. Deciding not to go with the momentum. Shepherd. Trying to go forward there. Ball played inside with Murray. Colorado. Murray, oh, wide of the mark. Murray looking for his third goal in 2 games.
Nice move by Colorado. Murray puts up his hand, but I think I agree with him. Sometimes strikers have to be selfish. Nice move starting on the left flank here. Good ball inside. Just drops the left shoulder well, creating a little bit of space, which wasn't much, but did get away a telling shot and got good power behind it. Clark will say he had that covered. Still not sure about the starting lineup that was assembled for Mount Pleasant. I'm not sure that all the players were necessarily playing in their best positions. And I know Wally Downs is maybe trying to force players into the starting lineup who you'd want to play. Andre Fletcher, coming off of 4 goals so far this season, is a player you'd want to play.
But where?
But it's also about how the players complement each other. I'm not sure they've quite got it right.
4 minutes of stoppages to be played in this one. It's Taple now with the possession and cutting inside, trying to thread that one through. It's with Shepherd now. Jamon Shepherd blocked by his own teammates. Fidden Lawrence was right in the thick of things.
Yeah. Also not sure if the switch at left back worked out as well, with moving Sigri out of that position, who's been so solid. Yes, he's been good there, he is in the middle of the park, but what you sacrificed was the defensive solidity. And Ben Davis coming in, yeah, good going forward, but what about the space that he allows in the back? And that has hurt Mount Pleasant. So still some work to be done in terms of sorting out the members.
Turning out to be relatively comfortable, this win for Harbourview. Campbell, Green, Sigri, McCullough, They got away with it. Only for a while. Harbour View. McCullough. Stewart was just waiting on it. Referee says play on. Lawrence. Murray asking for it, and Lawrence just losing his footing. Staple. It's a big chance. Can they make it 4? Flag goes up for offside. Jamon Shepherd being caught.
No excuses there for Shepherd as well. He has so much space over there. No one was marking him, so he could have watched the line very easily. Anyhow, Colorado Murray was a bit frustrated that he didn't get the pass early from Lawrence, and he was in so much space.
Here's Murray. Murray. Shepherd's effort is wide of the mark. And that really should be that. It's a massive scoreline that will shake the foundations of the Jamaica Premier League this season. Millions of dollars spent in the transfer window, and Mount Pleasant have been hit hard by Harbour View. The Stars of the East with a big performance when it matters. And at the end of the day, 3 goals, 3 points, and Mount Pleasant, they have a lot to work on as they seek to make a mark in the Premier League. But with new names, megastars under the watchful eye of Wally Downs, he knows that a lot is now at stake. For tonight though, the Stars of the East will celebrate with a win to remember. Harbour View 3, Mount Pleasant Football Academy 0. And here are your full-time highlights here at the Tony Spalding Sports Complex. Started off a bit of a slow burner, and then the game picked up. Stewart in the early going did really well up top, and was making his way inside the box with regularity. Wanted a little bit more power on that one, but Amal Knight was of course grateful. Staple, he would crack that one onto the crossbar. Clark wasn't anywhere near it, and that was the first real warning shot by Harbour View, and all of a sudden their confidence grew. That was a delightful ball by Nicholas Hamilton to find his captain Odlan Harding. Wonderful to look at again. Harding sneaking there at the back post and putting that one away. Really wonderful stuff by Harbour View as they went ahead. And the coaching staff absolutely loved that. This one, a bit of controversy to it. Hamilton, there was a bit of a touch there, the slightest of touches. You saw the fear in the eyes of Akil Clark. Devontae Campbell threw on goal, couldn't get by Knight again, who was in the right place at the right time. Mount Pleasant did have their chances, and Reed did really well, holding up the play. And then Harding with the delivery. Staple nodding it back, and bang! Anglin with his first this season. Jashawn Anglin. A composed finish, a cool finish. And the Stars of the East making it 2. Wonderful stuff. They really enjoyed their time out on the park this evening. Again, Mount Pleasant, they kept on trying. First shot by Green, blocked by Knight, who provided the save again, denying Devontae Campbell here. And the Harbour View defense on a couple of occasions were at 6s and 7s. Alwyn Harvey wasn't at the party at all. And Trayvon Reed in the 68th minute with a delightful touch. Just placing it to the right of Akil Clark. going one way and then placing it into the far corner. That was just wonderful by the youngster. Trayvon Reed, a smooth finish, his 5th this season, and he really did celebrate that one. Harbourview 3, Mount Pleasant 0, the final score. Harbourview with 13 shots, 7 on target. Mount Pleasant with 12 shots, 6 on target. And quite a few fouls, 9 fouls committed by Harbourview. Mount Pleasant as well with 4 2-yellow cards apiece. And with the majority of the possession, Harbourview with 56%.
Odalin, your first goal of the season. How do you feel about that finish? What was going through your head when the ball was coming to you from Hamilton?
Only thing was in my mind, just kick the ball in the goal, and that's what I did.
Excellent stuff. And in terms of managing the talented front line of Mount Pleasant, how difficult a job was that for you?
Well, there was no challenge. At the end of the day, still, big man, and boy, a boy.
I hear you. And another clean sheet for Harbourview. Proud of that as well?
Yeah, man.
All right, excellent stuff. Congrats on your performance. Enjoy your first goal of the season, and all the best.
Yeah, man, thank you.
Odalin hard in there. Man of the match, player of the match with his first goal of the season. I'm now going to be joined by Ludlow Bernard, who is still giving him tips on the sideline in terms of maybe what he should have done in the interview. Ludlow, it's been a good 2 weeks for you and Harbourview. Goal scoring spree?
Well, as I realized earlier in the season, that would seem to have been our Achilles heel, We figured out once we got the right set of attackers on the pitch, and we have a very good defensive unit. We're still not quite there yet, but I think we are guaranteed goals with the quartet of attackers that we have.
And this is what, your 5th clean sheet of the season, so defensively looking solid.
Yeah, definitely very pleased. We were very unfortunate with the last game, but it is good that we could get one this against a very good team, as a matter of fact.
And of course, you spoke about the need for a central player in terms of your attack. You've got Colorado Murray, even though he didn't score today.
Yes.
It certainly looks at a different look Harbourview team.
Yeah, very professional player. And he provides the work and the attitude on the pitch which is needed to guide some of the lesser experienced ones around him. And as you realize, we didn't sub him at the end, because I think this would have been his first game that he's playing through to the end. I really wanted to credit him for that.
All right, congrats on the performance, Ludlow. We look forward to seeing you and Harbourview next week with all the changes as well.
Thank you very much.
Ludlow Bernard, their head coach of Harbourview. I'm now joined by Wally Downs, head coach of Mount Pleasant. Wally, assess your performance for me. A bit frustrating at times. I could see that from the sideline.
We had chances to score in the first half that we didn't take, but the game is played in both boxes. That's what counts. And unfortunately, we didn't put our chances away in their box, and we didn't defend well enough in our box. The rest of our play in midfield was okay-ish, but that's an unacceptable performance from us. We didn't show enough guts in both boxes. Our strikers and our forwards weren't good enough. Generally, all around the pitch, we weren't good enough, and it's an unacceptable performance for the club.
In terms of the chemistry of the team, a lot of enterprising changes come in. How happy are you with the chemistry and the gelling of the players?
That's been a big thing. It's a changeover period. These players have only had 10 days to train with each other. There's players that have come in that are trying to gel. We have injuries, but that's no excuse. The 11 players that go on the pitch should give their all for the badge. They should work harder in both boxes. I got no real problem with the amount of passing and creating the chances that we did, but were we brave enough to head balls away? Were we brave enough to get in the way of shots? Were we strong enough to go with their runners in the box? And did we want to score enough goals? That's where you get paid for, defending and attacking.
Yeah, disappointing performance from Mount Pleasant, but Wally, we know you're anxious to turn things around. We look forward to seeing Mount Pleasant next week.
Right.
So, a lot to think about at the end of this one. Dun Beholden, of course, on top of the league, 31 points. Arnett Gardens on 27 points. And Waterhouse, who play next, they're on 20.